Hello, Kirk Lanier here from Mission Ridge Range and Academy. Today I'm joined by Stephen, and we're talking about license to carry. So there's lots of different acronyms you hear through the years. There's CHL and CCW. So tell us a little bit about the history of how we came to LTC.
All right. Well, Texas traditionally only had two places where you could have a handgun. That was on any of your private property, your home, your land, whatever, or in your vehicle under certain conditions.
Got it.
With the nationwide grassroots demand for a way for law-abiding citizens to carry a firearm, Texas passed a law saying you could have a concealed handgun.
Okay.
And you went through a process to get your concealed handgun license. Well, then the 2015 legislature upgraded or updated that to include open carry. That was effective January 1st, 2016. So the CHL, or concealed handgun license, became the LTC, or the license to carry.
Got it. So license to carry means I can carry open, I can carry concealed, either one.
Correct. You can carry concealed any way you want. If you carry open, it has to be in a belt holster or a shoulder holster.
Okay. Now, so what are some kind of prerequisites that would be helpful for anybody that wants to take an LTC class? What would we like them to be able to do?
Well, first thing, you need to be familiar with your firearm. This is not a learn how to shoot a handgun course. It is a course for you to prove to the state of Texas that you're safe and that you're competent with a firearm. And then we cover in the class, we cover safety, we cover deadly force laws, we cover carry laws, and then you do a shooting proficiency. You shoot 50 rounds for proficiency to prove to the state that you're safe.
So if I'm a first-time gun owner, just bought a firearm a week ago, what would you suggest I do prior to taking the LTC course?
Get familiar with your firearm. And one of the best ways to do that is to take a lesson, which we offer here at Mission Ridge. We have excellent instructors, very versed in handguns, and they can get you very competent and very comfortable with your handgun.
So just either private instruction, or we also have basic intro to handgun courses. So one of those would be super helpful.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, are there limitations on firearms or caliber or anything like that when it comes to LTC?
Not anymore. You can shoot to qualify from .22 long rifle up to anything you want. It does have to be a handgun.
Okay.
You have to use open sights. You can't use optics or red dots or anything like that. You have to be proficient with iron sights.
Okay. Now, is this LTC required to buy a gun? Do I need to have an LTC to purchase a firearm?
Not in Texas. If you can otherwise legally own a firearm, you do not need an LTC to buy it. But if you do have an LTC, you've already accomplished your background checks and they know your history, so you don't have to go through the National Instant Check System or the NICS check.
The NICS system. So it saves you some time buying a firearm.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. What do you see typically be the most challenging things for a student in this class? What are some things to prepare for?
Just the shooting portion, because that's the physical test. Okay. The rest of it, the state mandates, we spend a minimum of 4 hours covering laws. And we well prepare the student, then they take a written exam. Most people have no problem with the exam after the class.
Okay, so I've completed the class, I've done the qualifying, I've taken the written exam at completion. What's the next thing that happens following that?
You have to submit your application. You got to get fingerprinted, you got to provide some background documents to the state. It's all available on their website, but one of the things we do for the class is we give you a sheet that includes the process.
That's great.
You don't have to have any of that done before the class. You can come take the class and then do it all after the class.
Okay, so do we do the fingerprinting here? Do we fill out forms here for them, or is that something they do somewhere else?
We do not do fingerprinting. The state typically uses Identigo, which I think they're very good, they're very efficient. I've had students in the class take the class, 4 days later do their fingerprints, and in less than 2 weeks had their license.
Great.
So it's a very efficient process if you have all your documents.
That's great. Well, thanks, Stephen, for sharing that with us. Once again, Kirk Lanier here at Mission Ridge Range and Academy. With a growing interest in license to carry, we're here to offer that service for you or answer any other questions you may have about LTC. You can visit us online at missionridgerange.com or come see us here at the store.